I read the 5 biggest Enron books, so you don't have to. Hi, I'm Callan Shea. I'm a historian and social media influencer, and I've been deep diving the Enron scandal. Enron feels very Shakespearean to me, which is why I think so many people wrote books about it. But I'm here to tell you which ones are worth reading and which ones are trash. There's 3 tiers: elite tier, if you still need more tier, and the skippable tier. Starting at the elite tier, we have The Smartest Guys in the Room by Bethany McLean and Peter Elkind, and Pipe Dreams, Greed, Ego, and the Death of Enron by Robert Bryce. Both of these are in the elite tier because they have different strengths and very different styles. The Smartest Guys in the Room, the definitive Enron novel, was originally published October 1st, 2003. Bethany McLean was a writer at Fortune magazine at the time. She co-wrote it with Peter Elkind,
who was the editor-at-large for Fortune magazine for 20 years and now works at ProPublica.
I love Bethany McLean. I think anything she writes is have to read, must read. Smartest Guys in the Room focuses on how Enron was built and how it undid itself. Very interested in Jeff Skilling and Andy Fastow's, what should I call it? Accounting trickery, fraud. What is so brilliant about this book is because the ending was known, it has this wonderful sort of sardonic tone throughout. The end of the paragraphs and chapters are so biting. I do think it is the best written of them all. Here are some examples.
The company's problems were like alligators, he growled. There are alligators in the swamp, he said. We're going to get in that swamp and we're going to kick out all the alligators one by one and we're going to kill them one by one. And on that note, the meeting ended.
Hilarious. I died. Did you die? Because I died.
What Enron needed, indeed what the entire natural gas industry needed, was someone who could show them the way. And lo and behold, there he was. For better or worse, and over the years it would be both, Enron found its visionary in Jeffrey Skilling.
It's really thorough. It's got everything, and 10 out of 10 I have to recommend. The Smartest Guys in the Room, I would say, is for the business girlies. If you are not one of those people, it's okay. I'm a historian. No judgment here. This is not a finance bro zone. Pipe Dreams, Greed, Ego, and the Death of Enron. It's by Robert Bryce. McLean and Elkind were based in New York City and were financial reporters. Robert Bryce was a Texas-based journalist and author. He usually covers the energy industry. Pipe Dreams came out October 8th, 2002. While The Smartest Guys in the Room focuses on Skilling and Fastow, Pipe Dreams focuses on Ken Lay and the board of directors. The tone of it is more insider tell-all. It really doesn't go deep into the Arthur Anderson accounting of it all. If you're more here for the goss, Pipe Dreams is the one for you. If you want the tea on Ken Lay's connection to George W. Bush, Enron happened right after 9/11, so a lot of George W. Bush's connections to the company were forgotten. A wave of post-9/11 patriotism. Do you know what produced National Treasure? Yeah, that stuff. This one is also around 400 pages, but it's so much fun. Super easy read, very easy to understand, and plays out like a Shakespearean tragedy? Depends on who you think the protagonist is. I do think Andy Fastow is Hamlet, but that's for another video. Moving down our lovely chart here, the If You Still Need More tier. If you're like me and you read both of those and you're like, it's not enough, boy, do I have the book for you. Conspiracy of Fools is 748 pages long, published December 27th, 2005. It is the latest in the chronology of all the books I'm going to talk about. It's a narrative account of Enron's final days. It's written entirely through the character's point of view, but these are real people who this actually happened to, and it's all like reporting. If you're like me and you're like, I need to know about the breakdown during the last 6 months when they were in absolute free fall and crisis, this is the book for you. The only qualms I have, it's very obvious what his sources are. I'm not going to say who, but at least whose documents he got, what he saw, the information he had. Because there is about 300 pages of Jeff McMahon's perspective. It's fine. It's not like who you want. It's not who you dream of. But it is the inside skinny. It's very well reported. I must warn you, I don't even know how I'm going to tell you this. This book came out in 2005. This is going to be such a twist. Kurt Eichenwald wrote this one. For many years, he was a New York Times reporter covering Wall Street until he emailed Ben Shapiro making up crazy accusations about a Parkland survivor. I don't know. It's a good book. Get it from the library. Don't pay money for it. Moving on. These skippables here. Starting with Power Failure, the inside story of the collapse of Enron. It's written by Sherron Watkins and Mimi Swartz. Published November 7th, 2002. Sherron Watkins played a small but fascinating role in the end of the Enron story, and Mimi is an executive editor of Texas Monthly and New Yorker writer. This book gives a general overview of the collapse of Enron and does include interesting insight on being a lower level executive at Enron during this time. I would recommend instead listening to Wondery's American Scandal. They have a season on Enron. They use this as one of their sources and take all of the best moments from the book. That's really good. I would recommend checking out that instead. 24 Days. How two Wall Street Journal reporters uncovered the lies that destroyed faith in corporate America. I won't even lie to you, this one makes me want to die a little. Written by John Emshwiller and Rebecca Smith. They were the two Wall Street Journal reporters who basically broke everything. This one was published October 12, 2004. I hated this one. Do not waste your time. I will never get the hours that I spent clawing through this book back. So just don't do it, okay? It's not worth it. Instead, listen to the Wall Street Journal's
Bad Bets
podcast. Season 1 is about Enron, and it's hosted by John Emshwiller. I actually listened to that podcast first, so I expected this book to be good, because the podcast is excellent. And, oh my god, it was garbage. Oh, just crap. I would say the only thing I really learned, the California electricity trickery, some of that was good. Other than that, these two journalists hate each other, and it's pretty obvious. I wish I was kidding you when almost every single chapter Rebecca Smith complains about having better shit to do. Honey, then why did you write this book? Like, come on! Because it was written so close to the bankruptcy and before all the trials were played out, they can't reveal any of their sources. Some of the journalists are expected to or have to, but it's just a book full of anonymous sources and bitching about frickin' politics at the Wall Street Journal office. You will learn more about the Wall Street Journal than you will about Enron. If you want to work at the Wall Street Journal, want to know what that's like, hear two extremely privileged people complain about it, this is the book for you. That's my review on the 5 major Enron books. There is also one by a guy named Lauren Fox that could be like a 6th one, and that one is if you are really into the accounting and you want to understand what the heck Andy Fastow was creating. But me, no, not for me. And that's okay. I hope any fellow Enron scandal lovers out there find this helpful. Subscribe if you're an Enron scandal fan like me. Thanks, guys. Bye.